Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of In Mike's Opinion. What I wanted to quickly go through today is just Brexit from let's call it, a layman's point of view. So when I arrived here in 2016 in the UK, Brexit referendum had just happened, and they were going to trigger Article 50, which gave them 2 years or so to basically work out the deal with the European Union. Now, I have a few things on this whole Brexit thing. First of all, the biggest mistake was made while having a referendum. You cannot put something like that forward. You cannot say to people, "Listen, vote on this thing that you actually do not understand at all." That is essentially what happened. When in democracy, when you vote for your government, you have your general elections and you vote for your government, and if they screw up and do a whole lot of things, then you vote for a different government. But you are voting in a government who you expect will do the best for you. You're not voting in that government to then turn to you and say, "Well, what do you think we should do?" They are hopefully the professionals and have the economists and the people who really understand the implications of a thing like Brexit. Hopefully, they have them all in place making these decisions. And if they had to decide that Brexit is a good idea, then they should have led the Brexit process. Um, and that could have come up in the next general election. They could have said, "Well, our thing is we're going to lead Brexit. We are going to leave the European Union." And people could have voted accordingly. Or they could have voted for the party who wasn't doing that. But instead, what I understand, a referendum was held, and everybody and his donkey were allowed to vote yes or no based for Brexit. People, now I'm a fairly well educated guy, a lot of people aren't. I don't have a clue, or I have a very vague idea of what the implications would be. I do not know the nitty-gritty, and the more I've obviously heard about it, more I understand it a bit more. Certainly at the beginning, I really would not have known, and I understand the information given to everybody was not sufficient in order to make it a viable vote anyway. So what we sit with now is everybody in Parliament going, "Well, we don't really, no one really has a clue what to do. Everyone seems to be fighting each other." Theresa May has been working really hard trying to come up with a deal, and she has been fought at every turn, and every time she comes up with something, it gets shot down, not only by opposition party, but people within her own party. This is what I'm understanding. Please, again, let me just emphasize, I am not a Brexit professional. I do not understand all the details. I'm saying it as me, as a normal human being at home, sees it. Everybody fights Theresa May. She comes up with this final deal, I think it was in December, brings it and says that's all the European Union are agreeing to, blah, 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 gets voted down. Now, to point out two things. First of all, the European Union, to me, are sitting there like the partner who's is being divorced, so to speak, and they are bitter and they are fighting. They don't want to give an inch because now they are angry. They want to keep their house and they want to keep everything. So they're making it really difficult, thinking that England will finally just say, "Okay, well, we can't," which might be well be their plan, and quite frankly, not really a bad plan um, for England. Now I'll get to that for England to pull out, but so that's happened. Then I've lost my chain of thought. Anyway, so they fought. So they are playing hardball the whole time. Theresa May gets no backing from anyone really, and everything gets shot down. Yesterday, over the past couple of days, they've had two votes. The first vote, sorry, I'm just having a look at my notes. From what I understand, is to vote again for this deal that she's now tried to get back to the European Union, who have sort of not really agreed to anything further, and that was voted out. Then yesterday there was a vote. Well, can we go ahead with a no deal Brexit? And obviously everyone decided no, you cannot go ahead with no deal Brexit. But today they're voting on whether they can extend Article 50. So it's and one would assume everybody's going to vote for yes, extend Article 50, but what if they don't? What if they say, what if they had to say, no, no, you can't extend Article 50? Then you sit there going, well, what do you do? The point is, and I may have misunderstood this whole lot anyway, but the point is, you're sitting in a situation where there's so many different decisions to be made, and so many people wanting to put their finger in the pie. And quite frankly, it seems to me very few people actually think this whole Brexit thing. Now that people understand more, very few people think it's a good idea. So I'm not saying it needs to go back to a referendum, not at all, because I think that's still putting it back in people who don't really understand. I don't have the vote here, but people like me who don't really understand the intricacies, I would say to you, go ahead with a no deal. In my opinion, people like Spain and countries like Spain and Portugal are very quickly going to turn around if we say no deal and say, no, 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 hang on. That's our entire tourism industry down the tubes. If the Brits aren't allowed to come here as easily as what they did, there'll be a new deal on the table very quickly from that country or those countries or from the European Union. So that's what's going to happen. But if what is required in the UK and what is very lacking is strong leadership. There is no strong leadership. It's almost like democracy has forced its way to be too powerful for the people who are supposed to be the leaders. They give the referendum. The referendum never should have happened. They allow the referendum. Then everybody in Parliament has a vote. Yes, you can't, you do this, and it's just this tug of war. Everyone, people jumping sides. No one agrees on anything. What you need is strong leadership. Okay, Theresa May's party needs to basically say, listen, guys, if this is what they believe, and I actually think this is what they believe. If they had to strongly believe that Brexit is not a good idea, is bad for the country, somebody needs to stand up and say there will be no Brexit. We are withdrawing the Article 50 or whatever it is. That's what needs to happen. In the next general election, if everyone had to then turn around and go, yeah, but they went to go, they have the authority, they have the right to vote that party out. It's not, I know that people say, yeah, but it's saying no democracy, or it's spitting in the face of democracy, or whatever the case may be. It's not. It's doing what is best for your country. That's why you have been voted in. You're doing what is best for your country. You made the mistake. The mistake was made by giving the referendum. Now it needs to be rectified. If that means withdrawing the Article 50 and saying, no, we're staying as part of the European Union because we believe this is the best for our people and our country, that's what needs to happen. If not, if they don't believe that, the country, the party really needs to just stand together and say, well, we're going with the no deal process or whatever. But it has to be aligned. People have to be strict. You have to have a strong person in front, a strong person in charge saying, this is what we are doing now. We are not debating it any further. This is what we are doing, and people need to follow. And then again, where it comes in is if it falls flat on its face, you have the right in this country to vote them out in the next general election. That's just my opinion. Let me quickly look through. No, I haven't missed anything. Anyway, all the best. I'll chat to you soon.